Welcome to Rowrah in Cumbria for the opening round of the Edgars Hyundai Super 1 MSA British Karting Championships. Drivers from 9 years of age with many new faces this season racing against some of the already established stars of UK and world karting. Here's my co-commentator Alan Tadei with his traditional pre-season view on the ones to watch in 2013.
IAMI is the new engine package for the official MSA British Cadet Championship class in 2013. In this one, Oliver York is the top seed racing the 5 kart and Alex Quinn the 7. But look out for the 87 kart driven by the current leader and favourite in the Honda Cadet class, Cian Dewis. We saw him win the first 2 Honda Cadet finals of the season in our first Rotax and Cadet Series programme, and since then he's gone on to take another double at round 2, held here at Rowrah. Driving for Next Gen Motorsport and coached by David Bellchambers, he should provide a good challenge for the top seeds in his first season driving a 2-stroke engine. This will be a step up, but if anyone can, he can. In the official British Championship Junior class, now titled KFJ, the Honda Cadet and Super Cadet Super 1 champion in 2010 and 2011, Billy Munger, is racing the 8 kart and looking to add a third Super 1 title to his already impressive CV. Charlie Barlow races the 10 and is another top seed looking for a good start to the season. However, neither had a good time qualifying session on the Saturday though, and will have to make it back in the racing. For the pre-season favourite, look no further than the Indian driver racing the 32 kart, Johan Darawala. He had a sparkling end to 2012 and will be looking to take his first Super 1 title for the Force India Academy team. With Louis De Resta as team manager and Terry Fullerton as his driver coach and mentor, he's in prime position to do just that. In Junior TKM, Matt Davis is the new British Open champion after winning that title here at Rowrah just a few weeks ago, and looks like he could be a real challenger for the Super 1 Championship title this year. For me though, Jake Campbell-Mills remains the favourite. Vice champion last year, he's looking to go one better this time and has the skill, pedigree and temperament to do just that. Now, if Max Factor are looking to sponsor a driver, then the cosmetics giant could be interested in Esme Hawkey racing the 31 kart. One of just 2 girls in the class, Esme will be looking to make the boys look bad, whilst looking good in Max Factor Go Faster makeup. Max Factor sponsors Esme Hawkey, and if they don't, well, they should do. In the first of 3 senior classes, the KGP class looks like providing fireworks and excitement in 2013. For me, this is the most competitive class in karting this year, with so many talented drivers capable of winning. The British Open title was won recently by Stefan De Resta, brother of F1 driver Paul, in an exciting battle with the 1996 and 97 British champion Bobby Game. I recently described him as a 47-year-old, actually he's only 41, but he's still a major force to be reckoned with and has the respect of every driver in the series. Another championship win at his age would be truly remarkable, but if anyone can do it, Bobby Game can. And if he does, look out for Terry Fullerton to make a comeback next year. You know it's never too late, Terry. For a look outside the seeded places, you could perm anyone from half a dozen, but look no further than the 93 kart driven by Phil Smith. Phil won the KGP World Finals at the back end of last season, making him the unofficial world champion in the class. At the recent O-Plate meeting though, the Gremlins were back when he failed to make the start in the final. If Smith can find reliability, the 3-time TKM Extreme British Open champion, well, he may just be the one to beat. In TKM Extreme, Joe Forsdyke took the British Open title a few weeks ago and runs the O-Plate this season on his kart. The top seed is driving the 4 kart, that's Will Van Ness, and he looks ready to step into the top spot this season. However, the 48 kart is driven by Charlie Bruce White, who didn't compete last season, but he won the title in 2002, and as we've seen in the KGP class with Bobby Game, maturity and championship winning experience counts at this level. Finally, a new class to Super 1 this season is the fastest short circuit class KZ1. This gearbox category is now the official senior MSA British Championship class, with Matt Dittman, the champion from last season, looking to take down the first KZ1 championship held in the Super 1 series. The 2 kart is driven by James Mudd and for many will provide Dittman with the stiffest challenge. The man on a mission to create history in the sport, though, is Lucas Oruk, the three-time Rotax 177 champion. He won those titles in 2010, 11 and 12. One more this year, and he will be alone in winning Super 1 titles back-to-back in 4 consecutive years, and in the process create Super 1 history. However, the gearbox class punishes errors in ways that no other class in karting does. Miss a gear and it can cost you a second, not a tenth, and other top drivers from direct drive classes have found out all too often that gearbox karts are the most challenging to drive well.
So the first race of the day then for KZ1 as Henry Easthope and Daniel Borton line up on the front of the grid with Matt Dittman, the number 1 seed, with Lucas Oruk in 4th position. Charlton and Rush on row 3 and Baldwin and Webster on row 4, with James Mudd on the outskirts of the top 10 alongside Ash Davies. Crozier, Glenister, Robertson and Slavin make up the grid for what promises to be a thrilling first race of the KZ1 category. Into the chicane for the first time then, and it's pretty much as you were down towards McRae's. Easthope getting the advantage, the number 34 out in front, Sodi Works driver from last year in Europe, Alan, and it's interesting to see just how quickly this man's meteoric rise has shown.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. When you look at Henry's career as a junior, you'd have to say it wasn't the front end of a lot of grids. We see a little bit of action at the back end of the field, bit of contact. But last year, Henry came to the fore, won the Under-18 World Championships. He was 5th the previous season, got a drive as a works driver in Europe for Sodi Kart and won the world title at the end of last season. Earlier results on your screen now. Dan Borton and Henry Easthope won the heats 1 and 2, and then Easthope won the earlier final one, which gave him pole for this televised final.
It's certainly interesting to see how he's doing in the early stages of this season. We've got to move up the inside as Charlton makes his move on the 88 of Lucas Oruk, Mr. Gear, and that's caused quite a bit of a problem for him because he's got both David Baldwin and James Mudd moving past him, and he's under threat now of Jamie Rush, I think, in the number 8 trying to get past him as well. So very interesting start for the number 7 of Joe Charlton. He looked like he dropped a fiver and picked up 20p. That really didn't go his way at all. So out in front, Henry Easthope still commanding things, and we've got this great little duel between Ash Davies and James Glenister as he puts the pressure on. Down the straight once more to the chicane, and Henry Easthope is streaking away at the front of this race. Talk about comeback kid. He seems to have really started to show his flair here.
Yeah, down to McRae's one more time. Out of McRae's up to Iredale's. This is a big lead early on in the race, and I can tell you Henry has only come into this class, as I understand it, a few weeks ago. Not done a lot of testing in gearbox. This is a difficult category to come into and dominate, and that's exactly what he's doing at the moment. An amazing performance. It comes through that little left-hander there. The karts go light as they go over that little rise on the back end. Kart goes light on the back end and into the right-hander here at St John's, and the left-hander is Sonny Ben. That's the 3-kart Daniel Borton. Daniel was the Super 4 champion in 2011, won the championship that season, and hoping to take down the official MSA Senior British Karting Championship this season.
Well, a little bit later into the race, and we see Matt Dittman closing in on the tail of Borton now. A very interesting battle these two are likely to have all season, let alone just here at Rowrah. Maybe the opening round of the championship, but already these two have shown good pace in the earlier heats. And don't forget James Mudd there in the number 2 as well. These are the top 3 seeds in the championship, and I would not be surprised if these 3 are squabbling all season long, but none of them at the moment are able to get on terms with the new boy, Henry Easthope. He's already disappeared into the distance. These boys are going to have to do their homework if they want to steal a final in 2013, judging by Easthope's current pace as they head down to McRae's. It's still Borton from Dittman and Mudd pushing very hard as they head down towards Iredale's, and there's nothing to choose between them at the moment. Looking back to 5th position. Oh, we got a bit of a squabble for positions as Henry Easthope, no surprises there, sets the fastest lap, 43.82. A good lap in these current conditions. Early on, a bit of a jostle there as Baldwin gets on the inside of Lucas Oruk. Well, a little later on into the race, and that manoeuvre has given David Baldwin in the 50 a warning flag as he got in amongst that lot as well, I do believe. So not much to choose between them. Final lap, and Easthope has the comfort of looking behind him and seeing nobody at all. He really is absolutely large and in charge in this televised final, absolutely streaking away from the rest, and now it's a 4-kart battle, not a 3-kart battle, and up to second place has gone James Mudd in the number 2, third position, my apologies, just behind the number 3 of Bourton. So Matt Dittman in the number 1 is not going to be very happy with that, and Easthope is already at the other end of the circuit. Talk about domination. He has obliterated the field. This is the perfect start to the 2013 campaign in KZ1. Henry Easthope absolutely annihilates the competition, and he will be delighted with that. A Heat 2 win and both finals as well. What a victory from an amazing young superstar.
It's the first time KZ1 have taken part in the British Championships. Are you happy with the podium finish?
Yeah, I'm very happy with the podium finish. Had a terrible day yesterday in the wet, really struggling, and then a bit of a bad finish to the first final where I got a 5-place penalty. So to come back through from 9th to get a podium, really pleased with that. Yeah.
You finished second on the podium, the lead just seemed too far away.
I mean, yeah, it was a good result for us second. I think Henry had too much pace to keep up with all weekend. So, I mean, I was glad to hold on from James, who was pushing hard in 3rd place. So very happy.
Henry, you've gone from winning the World Championships to the first round of the British Championships. Are you pleased?
Yeah, really pleased, because I haven't really done much gearbox testing. We thought we'd have a go, and it all paid off. On Friday we were really fast, and then yesterday went well in qualifying. I made a few mistakes in the heat, so I lost a few places, and then today just sort of went all according to plan, really. But I'd like to thank Tim, my mum, and Sam Moore and AFR Racing for engines and just supporting me all weekend.
So a real surprise after the first weekend of the championship for KZ1. Easthope has won both finals, but Bourton has done slightly better in terms of his accumulated points, and it's going to be a great battle between these two. Oric is there in 3rd, with Dittman, Charlton and Rush rounding out the top 6. Plenty more action still to come from Rowrah. Don't go away.